Yo, what's going on everybody? So in today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys the best 3 loadouts for the new game modes inside of Roblox Rivals. So we have Team Deathmatch and Free-For-All. The title does say Team Deathmatch loadouts, but just know that these loadouts can work in either mode, Free-For-All or Team Deathmatch, because they're basically the same. It's just that in Team Deathmatch, you can't kill as many people because you have teammates, of course. And before we actually get into the loadouts, I want to say I revamped my Treasure Quest Discord, so that basically means I'm going to start advertising it again. And it has been completely revamped for all rivals. And if you guys want to talk to me, you guys can join that. I know a lot of people have been requesting for me to make a Discord. I have had a Discord before, I just stopped using it. And now with this new Rivals Discord, I'm gonna try and make it alive again like it was last year. So if you guys want to join that, the link will be in the description. But without further ado, let's hop right into the loadouts. So the first loadout, and by far probably the best loadout that I have inside of this video, is gonna be the RPG at the primary slot, the flare gun at the secondary, the scythe at the melee, and then the Molotov at the utility. If you really wanted to, you could use medkit if you have it, but Molotov I find works best for getting kills in this. This loadout is so good is because there's so many people that you're able to kill. So as you guys see in the gameplay, the RPG does one-shot people, as you guys probably have known for a while now since the update came out. I'm still not sure if that's going to get nerfed soon or if we're going to have to wait for the next update for that to get nerfed. But RPG, it still has splash damage, it's still really easy to hit enemies. It still has the mobility that you can get across the map really fast. Maybe if you want to get away from people in Team Deathmatch, you can easily escape with the RPG's movement. So RPG, probably the best primary in the game right now, but especially for these team modes when there's just so many people around. And then the flare gun, the newly buffed flare gun, it's basically an easy 100 damage you can get on multiple people. It can be more than 100 damage if they don't quickly get out of the way of the flare gun, since it now has 2 bullets instead of 1 every time you respawn. And so it also has really good area control to where it just covers a spot on the map for a long time. I'm not sure the exact duration, but it'll probably last until you die again, and then you just have 2 more bullets you can use. So the flare gun is a really good secondary right now, and especially in the team modes, just like the RPG, there's just a lot more enemies you're able to damage. And then with the scythe, some people might not like the scythe, but I feel like the scythe is the best because you can get high ground really easily in these team modes. And in the team modes, it's good to have high ground, especially when you're using the RPG and the flare gun, because those guns can work a lot better if you have high ground and people have no way to shoot at you, and you can just easily fire down on them. And these are the 2 easiest weapons to hit shots with, the RPG and the flare gun. So that's why having the scythe for that high ground mobility, and also the scythe is just good overall, just dashing around it. And then the Molotov, you can quickly throw it on somebody to start flaming them up with, or I guess with the flames. It makes it a little bit harder for them to see their screen as well when you hit them with the Molotov. The medkit, it's kind of useful, but it only does 30 quick heal health now. And when there's so many people shooting at you, I feel like it doesn't really help as much. And I think you're gonna get more value with the Molotov. So that's probably the best loadout in this video, and it's also pretty good for free-to-play players. And the next loadout is more for pay-to-win, but it only really has 1 expensive weapon in it. So let's get right into loadout number 2. On loadout number 2, I'm using the Flamethrower, the revolver. Honestly, you can still use the flare gun or the exo gun with that secondary. It kind of just depends what your preference is, but I use the revolver in the video since I think I'm pretty good with the revolver. I'm still sticking with the scythe. I think it is the best melee. The katana isn't really that useful when there's a lot of people shooting at you, just like I said before, because you can't block everybody's shots. And then utility, same thing. You could just use medkit, Molotov. You could also use the flashbang. That's also pretty good in team modes. But for the flare gun did get buffed in the last update. It's also one of the best guns in the game, but it's also a very expensive gun in the game. And since it was so bad before, most people didn't buy it when they saved up their keys to buy one of the expensive guns. Most people probably bought the exo gun or the paintball gun or the medkit. So now that the Flamethrower is really good, not a lot of people actually have it. So if you are a pay-to-win player, the Flamethrower is honestly just unstoppable. I think it probably is a little bit better than the RPG because of the range and how easy it is to hit shots, and it's basically a guaranteed kill if you get close to somebody. They can't really see anything on their screen when you're actually burning them, and when you get close they just start to panic and they kind of start freaking out. The flamethrower can also put out the smoke bombs. Well, I guess the smoke bomb with its little side ability that blows out air, and you can also do a little bit of movement with that as well to your character. But yeah, the flamethrower, really good. And then with the revolver, I think it's really easy to hit shots right now, but that, once again, that does take a little bit of skill. So if you're not really good with the revolver, you could just use the flare gun or the slingshot, but slingshot did get nerfed. But the flare gun is still a really good option. Honestly, any map, it's pretty good. The flamethrower honestly is also really good in any map and TDM. So yeah, there's really not much to say again about the flare gun. And then once again, it's the scythe, so not much to say. It's just good for getting high ground and dashing around. And then the flashbang is really good in team modes because you can just throw it up in the air and it will probably hit somebody. It might be kind of hard to locate who you actually stunned with it, but the flashbang can be good, but you also are risking blinding your teammates. And then the medkit, of course, if you just want that quick little health, that might give you an advantage on somebody. And then the Molotov, I still think, is probably the best thing to use just because of the area control and the amount of damage it can do really quick to multiple enemies. And so now we're going to go to the third loadout, which is probably the most simple. So with the third loadout, I'm using the assault rifle, the revolver, the scythe once again, and the medkit. So this is just a like normal loadout you might use in like 1v1s or not a team mode basically. So the assault rifle, you will have to probably play a little bit more passive just because of the nerfs it got, and it's not really smart rushing into a bunch of people when you're not using the flamethrower or the RPG. So that's why I recommend using those two over the assault rifle in this mode, but you can still use the assault rifle just because of how much damage it can actually do. But you get more value from the other weapons because you can damage more people a lot faster than you can with the assault rifle. And then with the revolver, this is more of like a skillful loadout, I'd say. The revolver also can do some serious damage really fast if you're good with it. If you're not good with it, like I said before, just switch it out for a less skillful gun like the flare gun or the slingshot. Even the shorty could also work. And then definitely don't use the Uzi, by the way. The Uzi is just really bad right now, especially in team modes. And then melee, I'm still going with the scythe. If you wanted to, you can switch to the katana, like I said before, though. It's kind of hard with to use it because there's just so many people in the round. If you wanted to, you could use the chainsaw because of that fast movement and the good damage, but once again, I still think the scythe is the best. And then utility, I just used medkit this time because this is like the most simple loadout it gets, but also the medkit is pretty expensive, so if you don't have the medkit, just replace it with the Molotov like I said before. But yeah, so those are probably the 3 best loadouts you can use in either Team Deathmatch or Free-For-All inside of Roblox Rivals. So if you guys enjoyed this video and it helped you guys out anyway, make sure to like and subscribe. Like I said at the beginning of the video, my new Discord server will be in the description if you want to join and talk with me. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next one.